Thank you, Rachel. Any questions? Oh, yes, right here.
What is your sort of view on GMOs and also the depopulation of bees?
So, are you asking me a question where the GMOs and the bees are connected, or are they two separate parts? Okay, so I can choose one or the other. Well, it so happens I love bees, but I don't know much about them. But I do work with GMOs because I use them as a tool in my research. And there are lots of very exciting new technologies coming through about making GMOs. And we're trying to, there's lots and lots of regulations in terms of GMOs. So it's a very safe tool that we use. And I'm hoping that eventually GMOs will mean that we make plants that are more capable of dealing with climate change, yield more, are more nutritious for us. So hopefully when you go to university, young man, you might want to study either GMOs, but bees are good too.
Any other questions for Rachel? Oh.
Yeah, just wondering to what extent in science these days, the science of risk assessment and looking at social impact and environment impact is really coming into the science rather than pure research.
I think risk assessment is a huge part of what we do. No scientist will release something that they're not happy with and they think is a danger. The rules and regulations surrounding the release of things like genetically modified organisms are extremely tight, and in fact they are much more highly regulated than normal plants that are just bred through normal agronomic practices. So you can have confidence that things that are released are tested. So, and I think this is becoming increasingly important because this is what we need to do. We need to ask the public to trust us, and we need to prove that we can be trustworthy. So I believe that risk assessments are very important and that they are not being skimped in research.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else, please? Wave vigorously so I can see you.
I'll just follow up on that question about risk assessments, and I just want to stress what Dr. Burton has said is absolutely correct. I came to Australia a couple of years ago from another country where we were doing a lot of research, and I was very impressed at the system in place here. I'm a scientist. We have a risk assessment for every machine that we use in the laboratory. We have a risk assessment for every experiment we do, and we also have what's called a safe work method statement, and that's very carefully regulated by the institutions where the science is done, with a number of committees responsible for that in the institutions. And I have to say I'm very impressed with the way safe science is conducted in Australia.
Thank you. All right, one more? Anybody? All right, well please give a hand and thank you for Dr. Burton.